What is going on all my beauty vloggers? This is my first beauty vlog, so welcome to NYX beauty vlog. And I'm just gonna tell you guys that my vlog is gonna be all about makeup for beginners. So the first thing that I do when I do my makeup, I start off with my eyebrows. What I use every single day for my eyebrows are the Brow pencil, and I use the pencil to fill my eyebrows in, or I guess draw the outline of my eyebrow. And then I use their cream gel, Brow's cream gel in number 5, shade number 5, to fill them in. And this gel is similar to Anastasia's their gel, except that like if you leave it open, it's not going to dry up and crack and all that. So once I have both of my brows filled in to my liking, I pretty much go back in with concealer underneath. So the best rule for concealer is at least one shade under your brow, 1 to 2 shades under your brow is the lightest you can go, and then the top of your brow will be it will be the same color as your skin tone. And I'm also using a MAC 248 flat brush. This is like literally the best thing that you can use to conceal all your like eyebrow hairs if you have any underneath, and just get like a clean line underneath. And then when you're done, you blend it in with another flat brush. This is a brush I just ordered offline. It doesn't really have a brand name to it, not that I know of, but it works really well. It's thick and flat, if you guys know what I mean. I will try to find an example of the brush, and I'll leave a link below, or I'll just leave the name of the brush below, so you guys can see if you can find something similar. And then same for the top of the brows. I'm using a shade, the same shade as my skin tone, or at least the closest that I could find. I'm using Tarte Tape Shape. Like their concealer, y'all, this concealer does not go anywhere. Like I have to like scrub my face off. So the very next thing that I do, I use a concealer palette. It has different colors in it, and I just use like, I really only use the orange one from there, but pretty much I use the orange concealer to cover up any dark spots. As you can see, I do not have like the most clear skin. I've never had super clear skin, so this is a great way to cover up any dark spots. I believe you're supposed to use like green concealer for like fresh pimples, but anything old that scars on you, use orange concealer, and then you put, you know, your foundation on above, and you know, it should fill out and blend out nicely as long as you do everything right. After I do my concealer, I start my eyes. I'm using Urban Decay primer. This primer dries like very quickly, so you really need to blend it in your eyelids very quick. That way you don't have like white residue on there. I just blend it with my finger. You can use a brush if you'd like, but you know, my finger works just as good just for this. And I will say with Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer, it does not come off. Again, this is another thing that I have to scrub off my face, all my eyeshadow at the end of the night. I tried to show you guys earlier my eyeshadow palette, but basically the palette that I'm using is Morphe's Second Nature palette. I used 3 colors. I used an orange color, a reddish color, and a gold. And pretty much when you're doing eyeshadow, you want to pack the shadow on the brush and also pack it on your lid. You know, circular motions, back and forth motions are for blending, but just for getting like that pop of a color on your eyeshadow, you want to pack the shadow on the brush and pack it on your lip. So dab, 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 and blend is back and forth, back and forth. Now, to pack any color on your lid, that is not the original color that you use a flat brush. You can also use a concealer you can use a concealer depending on how much you want your eyeshadow to pop. So for me, I didn't want it to be a bold gold. I wanted it to be more of like a soft glittery gold on top of the orange. And then I just blended I blended the colors out. I also added a little bit of black. The Morphe shadow in the Second Nature palette, the black is very, very black. Like, you only want to touch a little bit of your brush in that palette because you can get too much. And to be honest, I kind of used too much, but it ended up looking really good anyway. So you dab a little bit in the corner of your lid, like right where your bone is, and then you go back with the first color you use and you blend it out. And like I said, to blend, you go in a back and forth motion, or you could also use a blending brush if that helps. But I really only use like the same 3 brushes from the Morphe palette. Also, if you're gonna use the same 3 brushes, you need to have a really good cleaner, just so you can not have a continuous eyeshadow residue when you go in on a different color or your colors mix, because that may not be the look that you're going for. For my bottom lid, I packed a lot on the flat brush, and it got in my eye, so be careful. Foundation, I use a flat brush. It is almost like a paintbrush, and I don't use a lot of foundation. I put like a little bit and I spread it across my face. The foundation I'm using is Milano in shade 13, also known as Chestnut. And then once I pretty much paint my face with foundation, I go back in with a Real Techniques brush and I blend the foundation in, and I pat. That way I don't take away the foundation I just put on my face. You can also use the Tarte Tape Shape concealer. You can use that to cover up blemishes that your foundation won't cover, and you also just dab that in with your Real Techniques brush, and it blends everything in pretty well. For the under eye and highlights of the face, I also use the Tarte Tape Shape. It's such a tongue twister. Tarte Tape Shape concealer. I use the lighter shade, the same shade I use under my brow, and I blend that in with a blending brush from Real Techniques. This brush does wonders. Like, oh my goodness, it blends everything so well. You would not believe it. Well, clearly you would because you're watching. And then after I go back in, this is the baking part. This is like one of my favorite parts because everything pops so much after you bake your face. I go back in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I use a makeup sponge, and I just dab. Basically, you want to put your powder everywhere you just put your concealer, and I also do it on the side of my cheek so I can accent my cheekbone a little more and highlight that area right underneath the part that I'm going to contour. And contour is my second favorite part of doing makeup. So just continue to blend with the same blending brush you use to blend the Tarte Tape Shape concealer, and everything should blend nicely. You will have a little bit lighter marks because you also haven't put your contour yet. And this is a disclaimer, but I like a sharp contour. Like, I want my face to look like it's been contoured. If this is not a makeup technique that you like, you can either not put so much, powder on your brush, or you could go back in and blend it out and make it look a little bit more natural. But I have like a really strong jawline and really strong cheekbones, so I really like want to accent those parts of my face because I think they look good. Recently I started trying to contour my nose a bit more. I've been going for the Cardi B nose contour type thing. So I don't know if you guys seen Cardi's nose, but whoever does her contour, it's like on point all the time. So I'm practicing, you know, I basically go under my brow and I follow the line of the tip of my nose, and I do that on both sides. And I also make like a little triangle at the edge where I want my nose to look smaller than what it is. It's a little trick, but I like it. I think it's cute. And then when I'm done, I go back with my highlighter and I highlight my nose. Any mistakes that you make, you can simply go back with a blending brush and blend it out. Not everyone does this, but I like to line my lips and then add a lip gloss. Any lip gloss works good for me as long as it's a lip gloss, or I also will add like a matte nude lip. As of right now, I think I only look good with nude, so that is what works best for me. So yeah, I line my lips, and right now I'm going back in over my contour with a little bit of blush. I am going for like a dramatic cheekbone look, and so I'm gonna blend that out with my contour brush, and then I'm going to pack highlighter on my cheekbones. A lot of people use like dramatic highlighter. I just like a little, like just a little touch, you know what I'm saying? So I put highlighter on my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, the tip of my forehead, and the tip of my lip, also my chin. And then whenever it's done, don't forget to set your face. I set my face with two things. Iconic, it not only sets your face, but it also adds a little bit of shimmer to your face. And then Urban Decay's Up All Nighter spray. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. I will be adding more videos to this vlog, and if you like this video, subscribe or give it a thumbs up.